Yo boys and girls, I am Sir Havoc and welcome to this episode of Havoc's Great Games Lucky Dip, where we are looking at games for the first time, me and you. So what normally happens is a YouTuber finds a great game, watches it a few times, makes some notes, does a script and then commentates. I'm not going to do that, I'm going to commentate live. We're going to find a game together and we're going to watch it together and have a good time. So let's see what we've got here. We're on Quickie Baby's replay site. Quickie Baby, big shout out. Thank you for all the work you do for World of Tanks, mate. Best of the week. Let's check out best of the week, guys. Well, best of the week. Let's look at. Okay. Let's look at frags. Cromwell B with 10. Nice. FV4202 with 9, with a 5 versus 1 on the end. That looks like it could be good. T71. Last week it was a chaffy, so let's not do a light tank this week. Now, I do know this site was down earlier in the week, so I'm guessing that probably that's why there's a lack of replays on it, guys. WN8. Oh, of course. It's got to be a Cunningham. Okay. I think I would quite like to see... Oh, here we go. Oh, these are not best of the week. Okay. Let's get back on best of the week. Let's not lose track. I like the fact that this guy's both on there for kills and damage. So he's had a good kills game, he's had a good damage game, and he's a 5 versus 1. If we click on that, let's just make sure he ain't spamming loads of gold. He's making profit from a standard account, so he should do with his tank anyway. Okay, let's do this one. So here we are on Ruinberg, and we can see that our man General 18 platooned with Sexy Jurak from Red_G Clan. There are tier 8 tanks in a tier 9 game, so that's not terrible matchmaking whatsoever. What's more, there is only 4 tier 9 tanks on their side, 3 on the other side, so a little bit of a mismatch error there from Wargaming. Shame they can't get it right this far into the game, but never mind, let's not dwell on it. Right, so the enemy team has 3 artillery pieces and the friendly team has 3 artillery pieces, and this is a nice tank that he's got here. It ain't the best tank by any stretch of the imagination. I've heard some people say they don't like it. But some of the games I've seen with this FV4202 have been really solid. So it'd be nice to see what's going on here. So a little feint shot there into the ground. For those of you that... Let me just pause. I want to see what's gone on there. There's some sort of altercation between the M40-3 and the Jag. I think he might have rammed him or something. Oh well. So, for those of you that check my Facebook, I put a little thing about there about those people that fire at the beginning of the match. What are they shooting at? And that goes to you now, General. I apologise in advance for my cold, guys. My little boy is going to nursery now, so I'm probably going to have a cold for the next 2 years. And so I'm probably going to sound like this. But I can persevere it if you can. Lovely little shot straight into the flat surface of that IS-6 there, guys. As you well know, he's got super duper side spaced armour, and he needed to hit him well onto that little diagonal. The Jag Tiger made the shot count there, but unfortunately he couldn't. Over on the eastern flank right now, the FV4202 is almost going to be going up against an Indian Panzer through the buildings, and the T43 has got himself nestled into the gap up on the centre road. Along the eastern flank, it does look like a fair fight at the moment. So we've got to focus mainly at the city point at the moment. We've got an IS-3A in front of us, followed by, well, not followed by, next to, adjacent to an IS-6 in a different road. And right now, we've not seen much opposition in the city, so I'm liking what his idea here. He's thinking about coming along the flank, he's following the 110 and seeing what he can do. Now, he's being a bit careful here, and he needs to be, because this map is a dodgy map and you can commit too far and the next thing you know, you're going to die. Over on the eastern flank now, 4 enemy tanks have moved into an advanced position up on the road. We have lost the TVP-VTU and the T-37, and now, there's only now 2 friendly tanks. The T-34-100 has bugged back to the city, and now we're seeing quite what appears to be a dominating factor in the centre. Now, General 18 has moved forwards and has got himself a lovely position here to counter that. So if we just pause that there quickly, look, he's moved up here. It's a great little position. He can pull back into a bit of cover. That T-34 needs to be a bit careful there because he can be fired upon by the IS-3 and the IS-6, and if he gets spotted, they're going to shoot straight into his side. So it could work that a bit better how he's doing that. Anyway, so basically what we're seeing here is we're seeing General 18 moving forwards and helping out his team in a weaker sort of area. The SU-12244 does need to be careful here. He's in a dicey situation. He's almost certainly going to take shots from all them enemy tanks that have now moved down the eastern flank, and we're basically seeing most of the team down the eastern flank now. We can see now that the city has been very lightly contested by the enemy. Lovely little bounce there off the front plate. But the enemy has moved down the open eastern flank, and now the friendly team does need to be a bit careful and start watching their damage and watching their kills, because they're 4-1 down. And in this sort of map, it makes all the difference. What they have got going for them is the fact that they've got two really good tier 9 tanks in the field still, and they have got the cover of the city. And that does make the difference, especially when you're trying to assault a flag. Now, if the friendly team don't overextend and separate themselves and allow themselves to become isolated, they can definitely put down a very serious defence here. But if they do try to push forwards and attack, they will be isolated and killed. We're seeing the E50's gone down now. The SU-12244's gone down on the friendly side. And the friendly team has managed to take 2 tanks back, so that's really good. So it's contested against this T10. For those of you that don't know, the weak spot on the front of this tank is the lower plate. So it's just like the IS-7. You shoot that lower plate. The IS-6 is trying to side scrape out. If he can shoot that flat surface, he'll do well. He's going to try and move out and use the cover. Yeah, here we go. Unlucky not to penetrate there, guys. Here comes the 110. Sorry, the T10. Look where he shoots him. Under plate. Gets the penetration. The thing is really heavily armoured, guys. Shoot the underplate. Ready? Look. And again. Those of you that have been struggling against that new tier 9 tank and not been able to get their head around it, remember that position. See where he shoots on the IS-6? That armour is angled directly at him, so the angle of the armour is negated. So just nice on that corner there with the IS-6, and you've got to punch it through. A lot of people struggle with IS-6. Here he goes again. Shoots the lower plate, gets the deflection. But now he's got the rear of the IS-6. He has got an Indian Panzer right in front of him that can shoot at him. He does need to be careful. With a bit of luck, the Jagdtig can take him out. The Indian Panzer is looking the other way. He finishes off the IS-6, which is awesome. And now the Indian Panzer has noticed what's going on, but he's still not looking. And he's going to put a lovely shot straight into the side of that Indian Panzer. The Indian Panzer is quite possibly one of the best tier 8 mediums in the game. And but side armour onto this tank is not going to do well at all. Now this is a 7v11 score, and it's 4 versus, hang on, my maths is not great, 8. 4 versus 8. All the friendly artillery is gone. It's just a General 18 and his platoon mate now and his Jagdtig, and his Jagdtig is damaged. The 110 is only got 540 moving down to 36 hit points left, and this is like really not looking good for the friendly side now. The enemy has now moved from the open side into the city, and now toe-to-toe this is going to be a very difficult match to do. And the snapshots of this FV in this game have been amazing, and this is what I'm seeing. Yeah, on paper this tank might not be great, it might not be fast, it might not have the best gun or even the best armour, but if you've got the good skills and you've got, you know, a bit of, say vents, brothers in arms, you can snapshot this and it hits the target. And in a game with 25% RNG, you need that sort of tank in this sort of predicament. But you didn't know you could shoot through that concrete bit. Always be aware of that. Just because you can't see it, don't mean to say you can't hit it. Takes the T-34 out of the game, and that's one big cannon out of the game. And the T-49 is only on 50 hit points, and it's not accurate at that range. So this ain't looking too bad. It's just General now on 4 kills. His platoon mate with a Jagdtig is on 1 kill. The Jagdtig only has 30 hit points left. So it is actually 2 versus 5 at the moment. And again, a little bit of coordinated team play here could go well. He's on 4,254 damage that we know about, and almost 9,000 WN8 already. And he's on full hit points. He has managed to use this tank to scoot about the map. He's kept on the move. He's relocated a number of times. Anyone who watches my Anatomy of Great Game series knows that when we broke down the sort of play that all the top players do, it was constant relocation, tank knowledge, knowing where to shoot the enemy tanks, knowing where to be on the map at what times, and knowing, almost having that sixth sense of second guessing what the enemy is going to do. And this is certainly what General 18 has done in this game. It's been a really impressive game to watch so far. So the Centre Emile is there, or the Stuart Emile, whatever it's called, the Emile I'll call it. It's got 622 hit points. He needs to be careful here. The Jagdtig is moving around to flank, he's moving around the back, and he does need to watch out. There's the T-49 from the rear. He's unspotted, so more than likely he's far up on the road. But the Jagdtig is moving on the Emile now. Let's just see what goes on there. Puts a shot in, but the Jagdtig is out of the game. The Emile has taken him out. He's left on 37 hit points, and now the F3 is moving in. He needs to be careful here because he's only got like, well, basically, if he moves so he's not arty safe, and the T-49 can take 1,000 hit points off of him. That T-49 is doing no good out in the open way out there. He's not banking up this tank. He's not backing him up at all. And really what they needed to do is get a C-foot saw for damage on there. But unfortunately they've not managed to do that. So now we've moved from a 5 versus 1 scenario to a 4 versus 1. General 18's on 5 kills. He's on 4,619 damage. And that was the Batchat artillery there, sorry, not the T-49. Sorry, I didn't notice that. So the Batchat artillery has quite clearly moved to the open side there and firing down into the city from the top. The last place the T-49 has been spotted is on H6. We do not know where he is right now and could be anywhere. He's going to need 2 very lucky shots to take this guy out. Very lucky shots. The reality is probably he's going to put 3 or 4 shots in this guy. He needs to spot him. He has got the view range to do that, and he's got the support of the artillery. Can he keep the artillery safe? Can he spot this guy and allow the artillery to do the work? That's the questions I'd be asking. If I was in this light tank, I would not be moving into the city. I would be out in the open, I would be behind bushes, and I would be trying to get the spot and allowing the friendly artillery to do some damage. Once this guy is damaged, I would then move him for the kill. Remember, I think the T-49's only got about 50 hit points now, which means he needs to be bloody careful, because this guy could literally fart on him or breathe on him with bad breath and he would die. So it's really an exciting point of the match here to see how this is going to go down. Of course we know this guy wins. We've seen the score sheet, but let's see how he does it. So have a quick slurp of my tea. Oh, beautiful. So this week, I'm not too sure if I'm going to release this before my Hanging with Havoc update. I've started to do like a little video series, which is a bit like a vlog, I suppose, but me just talking about what I've been up to, updates of the week, this, that and the other. We've got a thing going on called Beard Watch, where we're watching my beard grow. And I'm not too sure what I'm going to upload first, this or that. So it could be this you see first, it could be that. But if you do see that, it would be great to get some feedback off you guys. It would be a new thing I'm doing on my channel. Nothing I've ever really done before consistently. It'd be nice to see if you guys want to see that. If you don't, those of you that do, I know there's always those people that like to see behind the scenes sort of stuff of the YouTubers that they follow. So if people don't want to see it, you know, maybe I'll put it as a YouTube Red video, something like that. You know, help the cause, help me get some more tech, and there's some things I need to get to take my setup to the next level. The Batchat has been spotted, and he's spotted the FV. Oh, lucky shot from the FV there. He's got to be careful because the other artillery will almost certainly be aiming in right now. For all we know, the T-49 could be behind him. The fact that the Batchat spotted him tells me that the T-49 is probably not in this area. So it'll be interesting to see what that T-49 is doing. Here comes the Batchat. Okay, so he's just been shot by the Lorraine 15551, and that came from the base area. So now he knows that tank's down there. He's repaired his track, used his repair kit. He's also used his medikit as well. He has got an automatic fire extinguisher left should a fire occur. But now he's just pulling back. Here's the T-49. And I must say, it's a really like... I don't know what this T-49's been doing or why he's even fanning around like that. He just needs to bug out right now because this guy can afford to pretty much take a shot from him. I mean, unless this guy gets a lucky hit. The RT needs to do something quick because this T-49 is not going to last 5 seconds. If I was that T49, I would be working the open ground. Let's see, look at his name. Sex Yoda. He's actually got a platoon mate that's in the arty. So, oh look, and they're working together. Down they go. So the Lorraine and the T49 are relocating in the city. And I don't quite know what their plan is here. Because the Lorraine hasn't stopped moving. And the last thing they want to do is take this guy on alone. The M12 is almost certainly, unless he follows him, going to be on his own. So that's a queer little move. They're in a platoon together. They was also in the platoon with for Joe's in the M4A1 Rev. Now this guy's going to need 3 shots to kill them guys, and they're going to need a shot each to kill him pretty much. They've got to both land a shot. 6 kills, 5,059 damage in. Here's the T49. He doesn't get the shot in. I really don't know why that T49 was running around like that. You can't shoot Jack on the move with that tank, and you needed to ambush this guy. He's on high hit points, and he's got a gun that can snapshot to high heaven. He's got 2 marks of excellence on the barrel. We know he can play the game. So, you know, I really don't know why you played it like that, guys. Now that if that artillery isn't together, it's knackered now. That's the reality of the situation. If that RT isn't working together now, the game is over pretty much. Now there's the 2 artillery. One missed, and one's blocking the other one. Great. One's down. Oh, it's missed. Let's see what goes down there. Go on, M12. I want to see you land 1 shot at least. Land the shot. No, he must have been the one that missed at the beginning. Oh, here we go. There we go. There we go. Well, that's the game there, guys. That's the game. Interesting to see that they joined the platoon afterwards. Who was it he joined the platoon with? It was Croag from Stepper, who had 3. Okay, so the fact that they joined the platoon, 9. Would they get crucial then? Can you do it like that? I'm not savvy to all that sort of thing. So here we are with those post-game stats. We already had a little look at this already, and but let's look at it in a bit more detail, guys. So we're going to start off by looking at the medals he got on the score. So he's got 153,522 credits and 3,984 base, not base, XP. That's not base XP. Now that is without premium. With premium, he would have got almost 6,000 XP for that game. He did get the crucial contribution for platooning up with that guy right at the end of the battle. So good on you for having that thought about doing that. Pascucci's medal, Radley Walters, High Caliber, Top Gun, and Kolobanov's. What a lovely game. Great game. So team scores. Bagged himself 5,849 damage, 9 kills, and 1,897 base experience points. That's a really good game. Lovely game. Lovely game. Let's see what he did here. Let's go to the detail report for this actually. 539 shots. He hit 33 and penetrated 28. Of the 5,849 damage he did, 1,206 was done from a distance of more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit, and that was a non-penetrating hit. He also had 4 splash hits. Damage received was 397, but he did block 390 by armor. He detected only 2 enemies during the game, and of those 2 enemies, he damaged 13 enemies and he killed 9. He did damage by assist, 389 by detecting and 457 by detracking. He went almost 5 kilometers in that match. He didn't have a premium account, so he did only bag 67,000 profit. Had he had a premium account, he would have had, it says 195 profit here, but it's sometimes broken here, so you know, he would have had about 100k profit. 195 if there's some sort of bonus attached to it all, you know. Overall, it's a really awesome game, and General 18 has certainly shown us how to go out in the FV4202 and work this tank. Thank you so much for uploading the video, mate, and thank you so much for you know, having the foresight to that other guy to let him have a crucial contribution, because that was really kind of you, dude. That's all for now. I'll catch you later. Bye bye.